Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, YouTube is on. Facebook, you're driving me crazy. Good, Facebook is on too. All right, so now I'll share it with you.
Don't forget to push your card.
I'm sorry? Oh, no, I'm not back yet. Sharon Klein. And Matt. Okay, and now it's live streaming on both of your profiles. Welcome to Any Sunday Songwriters, everybody. My name is Jan Seides. This show has been running since March 2020 now. And today's guests are Matt Holson, who
Don't forget
comes...
to press record.
Thank you. See? Where did they hide it this time? Here we go. Record. Yes, it is. Matt comes to us from Maryland. I can't remember where in Maryland, but Maryland's good. And Sharon Klein, who comes to us from upstate New York, which I only learned this morning because I met Sharon in the Jerusalem Song Circle, and I met Matt, I think, on the West Coast one, the Far West Song Circle. So who knows where anybody is anymore? I'm not even sure where I am half the time. But in any case, welcome. Matt, you want to kick us off?
Okay, I'll do that. There's an old tune of mine from, well, not that old, from about 10 years ago. It's called, it's called Icarus. Maybe some sailor looked up just then and saw you fall out of the sky. And then the sky was empty again, and all he could see where you'd fallen in was bits of wax and feathers. Nothing to do here, he's dead, let's go and pray we make it home alive. So much to fear above and below. The gods have their games we don't need to know. Just mind the tide and the weather. How could he know as he steered away that we'd still be telling how you disobeyed, that you'd live forever, 'cause you died that day back in dream time. Though the sky is tame now and the sun is far, and we look down through eyes that we've hung from the stars, and Little gods in our pockets tell us just where we are at all times. Still the soul is made of stories, and sooner or later in dreams they'll come, those voices telling us to fly. And then we fly too close to the sun till sense melts away and fact comes undone, and we fall forever.
Wow.
Thanks. And people say, what inspired that song? What inspired was I heard a friend of mine do a song called Icarus. I said, that's 3 people I know now have written a song called Icarus, so I guess I better write one. And that's what that came from.
I understand that. So, Sharon, tell us a little bit about yourself and play us a song.
I am born and raised in New York City. I grew up in the folk craze in the village in the 80s. Well, actually, I grew up before that, but I'm a veteran of the Greenwich Village folk music scene of the 80s and the 90s. Lived down there for about 20 years, and I've been living up in the Hudson Valley now for about 20 years, about 20 minutes south of Woodstock. So I'm going to play you all original songs today, and I'm starting with one called Old Photograph. And if the sound needs to be altered, let me know.
You could be louder, Sharon.
Louder, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened then. Okay. No, not happening?
No,
I didn't do anything. Okay.
I'm not sure what happened. You were talking and then you were quiet.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Guitar as well.
Yeah, it's still real quiet, but I can hear
Wow,
it.
that's weird. Okay. How about now?
Same.
Still quiet. I didn't do anything. Wow.
Okay, now we can't hear you at all.
I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything. Let me try something else here.
Sorry.
Sorry. Let's see, now, can you hear it?
Yeah?
But not much?
Not a lot, no.
Not a lot. I don't know what happened.
Better.
Better. Okay, I'm going to turn my preamp up. I really don't know what happened here.
Yes, now it's really loud.
Okay. I know what happened. I do know what happened. I, by accident, stepped on a switch that shut myself off.
Imagine that.
Okay. All right. How's that now?
It's better. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let's start this over again. Okay.
Okay.
That's what happens when you have too much junk on the floor. Climbed up in the attic, the first winter frost. I went looking for something I thought I had lost. Pulled open the box with the dust on the lid. pulled out some memories I once hid. A box I'd forgotten back in the day. Neither could I throw out or give away. This box of memories belongs only to me. Some old photographs of my history. There was Ronnie and Jerry and Rosie and me. Grandpa with cousin lit on his knee. There was Uncle George with his bundle of laughs, frozen in time in those old photographs. It must have been taken around 62, 'cause Aunt Molly and Izzy were standing there too. By 1963 she was gone. Always made her smile when I sang her a song. There was Ronnie and Jerry and Rosie and me. Grandpa with cousin lit on his knee. There was Uncle George with his bundle of laughs. They were frozen in time in this old photograph. Frozen in time in this old photograph. As I wandered through the treasure trove of my past, I couldn't help wonder why things never last. The good and the bad times, the bitter, the sweet, make the fabric of my life complete. Grandpa Jack and Grandma in that new car, a 56 Buick right there in the yard. They were wise old folks, helped me on my path. Now they're frozen in time in this old photograph. They are frozen in time in this old photograph.
Wonderful.
Thank you, everybody. That was all balanced this time?
That was all balanced.
Great, okay.
Sounded great.
I see some friends checking in on the chat. Hi, everybody.
So welcome, everybody. My name is Jan Seides, and I'm going to play you a song that I wrote recently from a prompt, and the prompt was make a list. One of the things that prompts are teaching me is that I just cannot do what's expected of me, which my teachers, starting from kindergarten, probably could have told me. But here's what I got out of make a list. First, make a list, all the qualities you missed in your previous attempts. Then make a plan, all the places that someone like that might frequent. Call all your friends, let them know you're on the mend from your last affair. Consult your horoscope, seize the moment, and say a little prayer. And then you wait, you hurry up and wait. Be at the right place at the right time to meet your soulmate. You just wait. You'll be knocking on the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. Improve yourself, Pay attention to your health. Learn a new dance. Change your circumstance. I remember now. Take a little trip. Give the blues the slip. Change your circumstance. Exercise your brain. Learn a new language. Do something just for fun. Get your fortune told. Buy new clothes. You may already have won. Still you wait. You hurry up and wait. Be at the right place at the right time to meet your soulmate. You just wait, gently knocking on the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. Sooner or later, you're gonna notice a change. Your own company ain't half as bad as they claim, and it's not a cause for shame. You can afford to wait. You can hurry up and wait. Be at the right place at the right time to meet your soulmate. You just wait. You'll be entering the gates of love sublime. It's just a matter of patience and timing in the tango for one. 'Cause it's all about patience and timing. It's the tango for one.
Excellent.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll just keep going round and round like that until they throw us out of here.
Okay, here's one I wrote, not that long ago. It's after I read a book by Yuval Noah Harari called Homo Deus, and he had a section in it about what to expect in the way of ideologies and religions in the next 50 years or so. And he said a lot of them were going to come from, he didn't use the term, but he meant tech bros. And he got into that somewhat, but he said there was a kind of a mystic ideology emerging in Silicon Valley to the effect that what is valuable is not life, but complexity. So if we were all replaced by equally complex algorithms, it would be no loss in the view of these people. We're, needless to say, really good at writing code. Anyway, I read that and I thought about it. In about 20 minutes, I wrote the first half of this song, and it's called Back After This. If you're not angry, check your heartbeat. Turn off the TV till your mind is clear. If you can stand it just for a minute, look all around you, we're all still here. While you were sleeping, a whole new crazy came out of the towers where the bosses dwell. A whole new reason for business as usual, to keep it going while it goes to hell. They used to count on the boss's exemption. It all goes sideways, they just fly away. And now they've decided that doesn't matter. No more human, that'll be okay. It's all just data, it's abstract design. It's not like God had man in mind. And you can't prove that mind exists. That's the news. Back after this, will the last man on earth be a TV show? With algorithms watching for something they don't know. Will they wonder if they wonder as he stares at the abyss? Will he smile before the break and say, back after this? You try to tell them, they won't be told. They've got the answer, 'cause they wrote the code. And who are you? You're not on the list. That's the news. Oh, back after this. Back after this. Back after this. Back after this. Yeah.
Terrific, I
So a
think.
short song brought on by a long book.
Sharon, what you got for us?
Okay. This, I've been kind of writing tributes to the aging process lately. And this is one I wrote that pays homage to my forgetfulness and my ADD, which musicians seem to be afflicted with. So, let me just, okay, I'm gonna put this down, because, all right. Well, things get in my way. Laundry bags still on the floor, can't find anything anymore. Things ain't like they were before, things get in my way. The missing keys, where did they go? Saw them about a week ago. Where they went, I'll never know. Things get in my way. Time hasn't been my friend for a bunch of years. I try to make it stop, but it disappears. I'm getting older every day, so are you, dear, so they say. Not gonna let you get away when things get in my way. My coffee cup, a place to sit. Where did they go? Holy shit, not trying to have a fit when things get in my way. All those distractions keep working overtime. They're hitting all those objects, and I'm out of my mind. One day, when a solution comes, and I'm not always on the run, no more sweat, a lot more fun, things won't get in my way. One more time. Things still get in my way.
Yeah, Sharon.
Okay. And that was written actually from a prompt. I was at a songwriter retreat, and the prompt was what gets lost. So, or what gets in your way? So everybody did all the stream of consciousness. What gets in my way? My kids, my past, my this, my that. So that song came out of that.
Yeah. You're another one who can't do what's expected of her, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm coming at it from the other side because I am absolutely in denial about getting any older. I'm going to just keep doing that until I get what I'm waiting for, which is what this song is about. I will not be leaving without a struggle. No one will have to say, don't go gently to that good night. I'll be kicking and screaming and hanging on to the door jambs, protesting all the way that I'm not done with this life. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. Maybe not. I believe Moses looked like Charlton Heston, and I believe he had a word with God. All I want to know is, when is it my turn? 'Cause I'm thinking miracles can't be all that hard. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. I want to see the face of peace. I want to hear the voice of truth. I want to know that dream is real. Then I'll make that choice. But I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth, but hold the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. Then I'll be ready. Then I'll be kind of ready. No. And that's my take on it. Thank you.
Let's see. This is one by a friend of mine, a guy named Steve Hudson. And in my bar singer years back in the 80s, he was like the king of the bar circuit. He was probably the only guy I knew who was really good as a solo bar act and as a stand-up. And he eventually got out of music and went into, I think, it's like user interface design or something like that. But he still gigs out in Virginia. Who knows, maybe you'll hear this. This is a song called Lazy Bones. It's not like I don't know I got things to do. It's not like I don't even care. I've got this real bad case of gravity. The signs are everywhere. I've got lazy bones. Must have been short a couple chromosomes. Lazy bones. I feel like Samson with a crew cut. Nothing to do but call in to work and say sorry. I'm sorry, I got lazy bones. I must have got this from my Valentine. She's a sleepyhead through and through. She spends all day tucked in, sleeping overtime. The Sandman rendezvous. We're two lazy bones, piled on the bed like a load of clothes. Lazy, forgetting the words. Lazy bones. I was a fool to misjudge it. Eating off the same budget is how I must have got it. And I got it. A bad case of lazy bone. I got lazy bones, call out for pizza in a monotone. Lazy, lazy bones. It's gotten more than just chronic. It's almost gotten bubonic. Relax, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. A bad case of lazy bone. Doggone it. Doggone lazy bone.
Very cool.
That's
Very
by
wow.
Steve Hudson.
Cool and clever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could
very
act that one out.
Yeah. It's
I like your rhyme schemes.
yeah. Well, those are his, but yeah.
Who is Steve Hudson?
Steve Hudson. He's a friend of mine. He used to be in the bar circuit when he and I were both bar singers back in the '80s. Did solo acts, noisy places. But he was better than me, and he was also good at stand-up. And then he went off and had a career for a while, and then he got married and decided he couldn't tour, and he changed careers, and now he just plays locally in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
He's a solid musician and a solid writer.
Yeah, well, I can tell by the
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
So
Okay. So I'm on next. Okay. This one's called. Well, you'll probably figure it out from the lyrics. So here we go. I go flip-flop, flip-flop. Sometimes I'm cold, sometimes I'm hot. I get happy, then I'm not, 'cause I flip-flop. Well, I thought, call you one more time. Woke up this morning, changed my mind. Consistency's so hard to find, 'cause I flip-flop. Oh, I never been lucky in love. I love 'em, then I leave 'em. No one's ever fit me like a glove. So I stopped believing in love that is clear and pure. Don't exist, that's for sure. But if it does, I want more, but I flip-flop. Oh, poetic license, so they say. I change my mind most every day. Focus isn't my forte, 'cause I flip-flop. Do 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 ba da boo do 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 do. Whoa, you were my rock, my home, my happy place, my stepping stone. I loved you once, now I'm alone, 'cause I flip-flop. Oh, I never been lucky in love. I love 'em, then I leave 'em. No one's ever fit me like a dove. So I just stopped believing in a love that will never die. But if it hit me in the eye, I just sit and wonder why, 'cause I flip-flop. So if you think this is the end, I'll tell you something now, my friend. I love you once, and I'll fall in love, but I don't know when. 'Cause I flip-flop.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have flip-flops.
Yeah, that was also a prompt from a songwriter retreat. I've been doing a lot of those lately. They're really, they're great for when you have writer's block, when you just, you're stuck. You just go and hang out with a group of your peers and you push each other, and then it kind of primes the creative pump.
That's true.
Yeah.
To the point where I've stopped believing in writer's block. There's no excuse for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't from a prompt, although somebody mentioned, did somebody mention Samson? So I have an album full of songs about the people you never got to learn anything about in the Bible. And they were spear carriers, kind of like the guy in the red shirt on Star Trek, that as soon as you see him on the screen, you know that before the show's over, somebody's going to be standing over this guy going, "He's dead, Jim." So there was a story told about this person, so you did get to know some stuff about her. I thought it'd all be women, and it turned out it wasn't. But this one is. The only problem with the story that was told about her was that it was told by the wrong person. Oops. He was a pious man, but he was a brute. Best any man in a fight. Paid for my favors, 'cause he had to. I was Delilah, woman of the night. Something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. He'd be company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. I took him as my lover, afraid to refuse. And a girl gets tired of being alone. But he had enemies that wanted to use me, so I knew I was living in a danger zone. But something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. He'd be company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. No one asked me why I did it, 'cause they all thought they knew. Here's the reason between you and me. I only took the money 'cause it meant that I'd be free. I didn't believe him. 3 times he had lied. The night he told me about cutting his hair, it sounded silly. So imagine my surprise. Now it's too late. to decide that I cared. But something about the man drew me. I knew it wasn't love, but I pulled him to me, 'cause he'd be company while I waited for the real thing. But it got complicated. Now I've no company and no hope of the real thing.
Wow, Jan, great song.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that certainly couldn't apply to now. Yeah, it's universal. Wow.
Thank you so much. So we are still going.
I'm still thinking about if I've ever heard anybody do a song from Delilah's point of view. I don't think I have.
I kind of hope not.
That's. Let's see. I had a few friends actually who wrote songs after the attack of 9/11. I couldn't think of a thing to say. But about 3 years later, I got a call from a promoter in DC. I'm putting together a show, new songs, new year. You want to? This would have been New Year 2004. He says, you want to do it? I said, well, I don't have any new songs. He said, well, you got 3 months. So I wrote this song. This is sort of my delayed reaction. Sad world, has anybody seen the plan? Is anyone at the wheel? Sad world, the better you understand, the more alone you feel. So tell us a story with a start and an end, where the good guys win. Make sense of it, we can bear it again. Sad world, good lies, get us through troubled times. You don't believe you can survive. Sad world, good lies. Sad world, everything's a shade of gray. Nothing's ever true enough. Sad world, didn't used to look that way. Maybe we all grew up, so give us a vision. Sunday true, red, white, and blue. We'll cling to it like something to lose. Sad world, good lies, get us through troubled time. You don't believe you can't survive. sad world, good life. Good life.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Thanks.
really nice. Your playing is beautiful too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, can I go?
Yes, you don't need permission.
Okay. So this song was written as a response to October 7th. And I actually wrote it in January because my emotions were kind of bubbling up and didn't have an outlet. So one day this song came out. It's called Broken Promised Land. I'm so broken down, lying on the ground, cannot make a sound. I'm broken. I don't understand my broken promised land, buried in the sand, so broken. I can't figure out what it's all about. We're so full of doubt and so broken. How did we get here in this way? How did we fall so far? How will we ease the pain and catch a falling star? I don't wanna die, not ready to cry. Still I wonder why we're so broken. When life becomes too much and I can't feel your touch, I'll take your heart and clutch it 'cause it's broken. So many souls lay in the dust, in those fields of sand. My feelings turn to rust in my broken promised land. La na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. We are broken.
Wow.
Thanks. And still it's going on. We still don't have the hostages back.
Well, I have now reached the point where I've been sad enough that that's not my go-to response anymore. And it started, I was driving from Austin to Coffeyville, Kansas, where I had a week's worth of shows scheduled that are sponsored by the Coffeyville Community College. And it's an 8-hour drive. And the last time I drove there, it was the day after the Coventry school shooting. And I was driving up the road in Texas, and I started to notice that all the flags were at half staff. And it took me a minute to remember why they were at half staff. And when I finally did remember, instead of making me cry, it made me royally pissed off. And so the next time I stopped, I posted on Facebook that, they might as well just leave them at half staff until they do something about the problem. And a couple weeks later, I got a message on Facebook from Jen Cass, who is a songwriter in Michigan. She's wonderful. and I'm so pleased to have been able to do this. She wrote this lyric, and I read it, and I wrote back, "Wow, congratulations, those are fabulous." And she said, "Well, it was your idea," which she had to remind me about the idea. And I said, "Well, okay, then can we make this a true collaboration? Can I set it?" And so I did. She liked it. This is how it came out. The flags above my country are at half-staff once again, and we're burying our children and their teachers and their friends. Hey, law enforcement got him, and he only murdered 10. But the flags above my country are at half-staff once again. The flags above my country are at half-staff every day, and the folks who hold the power seem to have nothing to say. They just send their thoughts and prayers up to protect the NRA. And the flags above my country are at half-staff every day. Why not leave the flags at half-staff? It'll save us all some time. We can cut right to the part where we claim this is God's design, as we scroll the names and faces that were cut down in their prime. The flags above my country should be upside down today, 'cause the threat to life and property cannot be prayed away, and no good guy with a gun can stop a nation gone astray. So the flags above my country are at half-staff. The flags above my country should be upside down. The flags above my country should be upside down today.
Right on. Yeah.
Thank you. Before we move on, I have this burning question I need to ask. Matt, where can
Yes.
where will you be next, and where can people find you online?
I don't, actually, this is the first time I've played out formally in about 5 years.
Wow, lucky us.
I mostly make my living as an arranger and a producer and a writer of production music. But I am going to start playing out again. I don't have a next. This is it. I mean, I show up at open mics a lot. I'm just getting my chops back, and I'm gonna be playing out. I have a website, mattholson.com. Also mattholsonmusic.com, points to the same thing. I have a Facebook where I put sort of videos of my production music, which is fun stuff. And I have 1 CD's worth of stuff, which is up on Spotify. So if you search for Matt Holson on Spotify, you'll find that. And you'll find some odd little things that were designed to be behind ads.
Okay.
But,
That
it's
sounds cool.
generally, I try to write stuff that, I don't write synth stuff to go behind ads. I write stuff that sounds like big bands and orchestras and cha-cha bands and that kind of thing.
Cool.
So, but it's all done in the box. So that's on Spotify too. But other than that, there is really no next.
Well, may I invite people to go to Matt's website and encourage him to put some shows on his.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing that. I mean, this is basically my coming out stream, as it were.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you so much for
Well, it's a
saying yes to
pleasure.
this. And Sharon, how about you?
Okay, I am unmuted. Yeah, so actually, I also play with a trio called Martin Tully Klein. It's two other gals, and we do a mix of my originals, my singing partner Deb's originals, and kind of contemporary and obscure Americana and country music. I mean, we pick out songs that we wish we had written, that maybe nobody's heard of. And we play them. And we just did a big. We've had a couple of street fairs because it's summertime, and that's what you have. That's what you do up here in the summers. You play street fairs. In 2 weeks, actually on August 1st, we have a concert in a fantastic outdoor venue called Walkway Over the Hudson, which is a linear rail trail park. It used to be a railroad bridge, and they converted it to a rail trail. And there's an outdoor pavilion, and the Parks Department pays for artists to come once a week and entertain people. And it's a part of the Hudson Valley Folk Guild, of which I'm a member. In December, I'm going to be featured artist at the there's a monthly open mic in each of the local folk guilds. So there's 4 open mics a month, and each one of them has a feature artist. So I'm going to be the feature in December. We have a couple of other, Martin Tully Klein has a couple of other gigs going on before the winter. And in November, I'm hopping back over to Israel and playing at the Singing at Neve Shalom Music Festival. And Philippa just invited me to play at the Jerusalem Folk Festival also in November. So I have a bunch of stuff going on. I'm actually going to be doing a little showcase at the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival next week.
Nice.
And I've been extremely remiss in getting my website and my social media presence up and running. That's I used to be tech savvy when technology was different than it is now, but I can't keep ahead of the curve, so I kind of just let it slip away. But I've hired a media person to get all that stuff together for me. He's a musician himself. He does websites and Facebook pages, YouTube pages, and all that stuff. So that's kind of.
So when you have
getting
it
back
together,
on my-
where will we be sending people?
Well, I will send you links. My website address is called sharonsongs.com, all one word, but there's nothing up on there yet, but there will
Okay.
be. And I
Okay.
used to have a whole big thing, but it kind of fell apart. But that's what happens.
Cool. Yep, it is. Okay. And I am Jan Seides. You can find me at janseides.com. Our next Any Sunday will be, hold on, August 4th. Oops. What are you doing, Jan? And it will be with Chris Angeles and Bill Palmer. And that is August 4th from 3 to 5 in the afternoon. There's some other stuff happening between now and then, but it's all around here in Austin. So I'll make sure that people who are around here in Austin know about it. And on my website, you can find all of these albums, that book, and a bunch of other stuff. So I invite you to come and take a look and enjoy whatever, all videos and pictures and whatnot that is up there. And in the meantime, you get to listen to more music. So Matt, you're up.
Let's see. Here's a song I wrote back in 83 or 84. And back when I thought I might actually become a jazz musician, and then I realized that jazz musicians have to practice every day. I said, nah. I'll play a few jazz tunes, and then but I'm not going to be the guy you can call and say, hey, I got a real book trio gig Friday. You want to do it? And I was like, no. Song's called I Can't Complain. I can't complain. You were good to me. You're not to blame for my misery. Right at the start, it was clear someday you'd go. I can't complain, 'cause I always knew you'd find the one who was meant for you. And scars on my heart would be all I'd have to show. And this lucky man you're going to, I hope he's everything you need to light that flame inside of you, like this flame you've left in me. I can't complain, though it hurts so bad, 'cause how can you lose what you never had? I know that it's so, but my heart aches just the same. And it does no good to say I can't complain. Man, this lucky man you're going to, I hope she's everything you need to light that flame inside of you, like the flame you've left in me. I can't complain, though it hurts so bad, 'cause how can you lose what you never had? I know that it's so, but my heart aches just the same. And it does no good to say I can't complain.
Wow.
Thanks.
Yeah, I could hear, yeah, getting a,
Definitely.
I almost switched over because actually my favorite version of that is by a woman I know who sings it with her trio. And I started switching the genders right in the middle because I'm so, I can hear her so much more than I can hear mine. That's all right.
it's a great song. It's right in the genre.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Frankly, one of my favorite things about that cover of Tracy Chapman's song was that he didn't change the gender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't.
No,
Not in that song.
no,
I mean, that story just doesn't switch right.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And that he was okay with not switching the gender also.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If it had been me, it would be either I leave it as it is or I don't do it.
So,
You
Sharon.
hear this, what's his name, Baudelaire, who wrote the cleaned up versions of everything in the
yeah.
late 19th century. They asked him to do Twelfth Night. He said, no,
Yeah.
leave
good.
it as it is. Just don't let young ladies read it. Said if I took out everything that was inappropriate, there'd be nothing left.
Don't let young ladies read it.
Well, that was what Baudelaire's thing was, you know.
Yeah.
He actually put out a version of the Bible with all the inappropriate stuff cut out, which, you know, I mean, you look back, there's a fair amount. Yeah.
There is. It's true. Oh, well.
Stuff that young ladies were not supposed to read in like the 1880s, 1890s.
We've been sick a long time, in other words, yes?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Sharon.
Okay. So this song I wrote about, wow, it's about 13 years ago now, and it survived a couple of presidents, and every time I think it's time to retire the song, something pops up again, and it's appropriate. So it's gone through a couple of lyric alterations over the years, but here it is once again. It's called "The Way Back Home." In a quiet cafe on Saint Germain, I drink my wine and read Verlaine. I have traveled the world to parts unknown, but I always find my way back home. On the narrow streets of Jerusalem, time is caught between now and then. In a rural home where I feel so alone, but I always find my way back home. I always find my way back home. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. From every mountainside, help me regain my pride. From the deserts of Afghanistan to the angry streets of Ferguson, we are feared and hated to the bone. We got to find our way back home. We got to find our way back home. I pledge allegiance to the flag that I once knew. Words say justice for all. How did our country fall? Oh, I cannot live a million miles away. With my wanderlust, I could never stay in a single place for too long. 'Cause I always find my way back home. Yes, I always find my way back home. You know, I always find my way back home.
That was just beautiful.
Thanks. That's on one of my CDs.
That's the line about the streets of Jerusalem and contemplating the distance between then and now. In all those thousands of years, you know, that's been many generations now that have done that. One of the things that I really enjoyed about being in the old city was looking down into several thousand years ago.
Oh, it's amazing, right? It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I was just there a couple months ago, and I went hiking with some people, and they took me to this little mound, and they moved some dirt away, and there was a mosaic from a Byzantine church right in a field.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at actual history is different from reading about it in a book.
Yeah.
This song is not about that, however. I might do one about that later, but this is one of the ones where they gave me a prompt and I did something with it because I knew nobody else would have thought of it. In other words, I took advantage of the fact that I'm unable, apparently, to do what's expected of me. So the prompt was tiger because it was the year of the tiger. And it was February, right around Chinese New Year. And this is what ended up happening. I hear you cheering for me out there. I know I'm elegant and rare, and I think I am showing admirable restraint. Yes, I am. Fancy Dan there, his name is Roy. He's treating me like I'm some kind of toy, and I think I am being practically a saint. See how his partner struts and prances, that's Siegfried. He thinks he's quite the dancer, but really, I'm the star of the show, which I know you know. Still, I guess I've got it good. 3 squares and a roof, so I guess I can put up with that fool and his stupid megaphone. But sometimes I dream of India, and I'm lying in the sun beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. But I was free. What's that fool Roy doing now? I think he's trying to get me to growl and give these folks a thrill for their applause. I think I'll give him a little slap. Just an eensy-teensy little love pat, not enough to hurt, just to remind him who's boss. Because last night I dreamed of India. I was lying in the sun beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. Yeah. But I was free. I didn't mean to hurt him, but he's such a little squirt. So when the crowd began to scream, well, it was totally worth it, because last night I dreamed of India. There I was, beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. So I was Thank you. I've lost my earbuds, so I can't hear anything.
You say you lost your earbuds?
There.
Ah,
Yeah.
So you're using it in the ear, huh?
Yes. To keep it from echoing.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's a song I wrote back in the late 80s sometimes. I got a call from a booking agent saying, you want to do a sound gig, which is something I did occasionally. And I said, yeah, who's it for? And she named this couple who were kind of folk country royalty in the DC area, but who I was pretty sure had been divorced for a couple of years and weren't speaking. And I said, well, I thought they split up and weren't speaking. And she said, yeah, but they took this gig. It's a charity thing. It's important. It's a fundraiser, and they're going to do it. So you want to run sound? And I ran sound, and it was big drama. And I came home and I wrote this song. It's called That's What I Get. What am I doing here? I'll just try that again. I forgot what key I'm in. What am I doing here? Trying to sound sincere, putting a smile on for these friends. This is the last mistake making for old time's sake. What does it get me to pretend? Not one word of what I was to you, till that day you just moved on. You don't act like you remember it. I'm supposed to play along. Keep forgetting I'm in drop D, sorry. But that's what I get for caring more than you do. What it comes down to, I never moved you. You're just glad that it's out of the way. I still live with it every day. But what I gotta live with is nothing to you. That's what I get for caring more than you do. But don't let it break your stride, keeping it all inside. All of my hurt is no big news. We can be cool tonight, we can be so polite, now that there's nothing more to lose. 'Cause I'm not here to make some claim on you. I've got nothing new to say. I'm just wondering if you've understood just what it is you threw away. But that's what I get for caring more than you do. What I hold on to, you don't choose to. That's one game that I'm not gonna win. Still I'm here and I'm playing again, knowing it's my own heart I'm gonna lose to. That's what I get for caring more than you do. That's what I get for caring more.
Aw.
Nice. Yeah.
Sending hugs.
Well, the good news is that wasn't me. I just watched it and wrote it.
Yeah.
That's
The
what's
funny
nice
thing
about
is-
songs.
Yeah, she showed up. I was hosting an open mic a couple years after that, and she showed up to support a friend of hers who was performing at the open mic. And I saw her, and I said, "Oh, let me sing that song because I'm sorry. I mess with shit. I pull scabs, you know." So I did the song, and then I went over to pay my respects. Well, the first act was up, and she said, "Did you write that about me and Bill?" I said,
Oops.
"Yeah." She said, "Oh, well, nailed it." So,
Damn.
You could have said no, and that would have been okay too.
Yeah.
I think, I might have told it to somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody, because, everybody, we're all marbles rolling around in a shoebox in the DC area, so.
Turns out that's true for the entire planet.
Isn't
Yeah.
that true? Yeah. It is.
Sounds like a good name for a band, Marbles in a Shoebox.
Yeah. Now all we need is the band.
That would be a little hard virtually.
Yeah. Sharon, what have you got?
Okay. Okay, I wrote this back in before 2020. I wrote this I think around 2018, but I'm kind of resurrecting this one now also. It's called Sleepwalking. Casey is a doctor, walks to work each day. He goes south on Main Street, never goes another way. Don't read the morning paper, just gives him the blues. Don't care much for politics, that's on the evening news. One day out of nowhere, a bright light crossed the sky. He looked up and turned away and straightened up his tie. He's sleepwalking. Whoa. Sleepwalking. Sally is a matron in the local pen. Works 2 jobs to feed her kids. Gets home at who knows when. Struggles hard to make it. Never makes enough. Sometimes at night when she feels right, goes out and struts her stuff. And then she meets her lonely. They help her with her bills. She's not like the other girls. No alcohol, no pills. And she's sleepwalking. Whoa. Sleepwalking. Sleepwalking. Something we all do. Sleepwalking. Helps us to get through. Sleepwalking. Don't even realize we're all sleepwalking. Turn on the TV, a lot of scandals there. An oil spill, a murder, a sordid love affair. SCOTUS taking bribes while criminals go free. Former president is tweeting and starting World War III. The FBI is lurking, the NRA is poised. They're stockpiling their bullets and they're loading up their toys, and we're sleepwalking. Whoa, we're all sleepwalking. Sleepwalking. Something we all do. Sleepwalking. Helps us to get through. Sleepwalking. We don't realize we're all sleepwalking. Sleepwalking. Something we all do. Sleepwalking. Helps us to get through. Sleepwalking. When will we realize we're all sleepwalking? Whoa, sleepwalking. You know they want you to be sleepwalking. Oh, whoa, sleepwalking. Okay. That's how I feel things are now. Jan, you're muted.
That was cool.
Thanks.
Like brick wall endings.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a love song because it's time. If I had it to do over, a mulligan for all of those mistakes, maybe I would take it slower and think about the reasons I should wait for the other shoe. But then I wouldn't be with you. If I had it to do over, a second chance to turn and walk away from every careless promise, all the times my trust was betrayed because I didn't have a clue. But then I wouldn't be with you. You are the reason I still believe a guardian angel watches over me. So if I had it to do over, a possibility that few receive, I might be lying here tonight, dreaming dreams that probably would never come true. So I wouldn't follow through because then I wouldn't be with you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Jan, I'm really enjoying your songs, really.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah. Both of you, really great. This is really a treat. Thank you so much for doing this, really.
My pleasure.
Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't going to do this one next, but Jan plays stuff with like actual chord progressions. Wow. It's like, do people still do that in pop music, or is that relegated to show music? So, I don't know. But I decided I'm going to do something where I went way over the top in use of chords. This one's a friend of mine once counted the chords. You'll see. It's a kind of an odd pattern. It's written in sonatina form. Has a first and second key, a development in a foreign key, and a recap of the second key in the key of the first. Now, if that doesn't mean anything to you, it doesn't matter. It makes a song long is what it does. It's called Learn to Forget. You spend the night with your regrets. Never close your eyes, you might as well get out of bed. It's getting light outside, why do you do this to yourself? Living over what went wrong, beat your head against the past. It'll still be just as gone. So learn to forget if you want to stay young. What you should have said, what you should have done. It'll only burn you out. Lie awake and think about just how sweet it could have been. Learn to forget again and again. Make your coffee, find your shoes. It's time to face the day. It may not feel like going on, but you're going anyway to do your job, to pay your bills. That's all you really need. There's not one heart in all the world that's never had to bleed. So learn to forget if you want to stay young. What you should have said, what you should have done. It'll only burn you out. Lie awake and think about just how sweet it could have been. Learn to forget again and again. Back in better days, you told yourself how the truth would make you free. Do you really want to know yourself? To hate yourself, to make yourself be lonely. Learn to forget if you want to stay young. What you should have said, what you should have done. It'll only burn you out. Lie awake and think about just how sweet it could have been. Learn to forget again and again. To forget again and again.
Wow, Matt.
Yeah.
Thanks. So that's a song with too many chords.
Unless you know about the format behind it, then it's
Oh yeah.
like just the right number of chords.
You might.
You seem
might,
to have a
record
little
it.
bit of a show tune influence on both of your music. Am I
There's
correct?
I
definitely
guess,
on
yeah,
mine.
yeah. My real influence was my composition teacher. And he mostly taught me on Mozart and then on Tchaikovsky. Never came into the 20th century. He had nothing to say about 20th century music.
I know people like that. I live with one.
Yeah. Well, he was kind of the prototype of that. He taught at Peabody about 10 years before I studied with him. And he was eased out because he was just too much of a crank. there was a lecture by some great serialist composer. I can't remember. He died, actually, he lived to be very old, and he only died like in the last 10 years. But anyway, they told him, you got to come. You're in the faculty. You got to attend. And he said, well, I got no interest in serial music. I got no interest in atonal music. Why would I come? Well, it's in your contract. I said, well, you'll hear from me at question time. And they said, well, that's the idea. Pierre Boulez.
Oh, yeah.
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 And so he, in question time, he said, Mr. Boulez, in your talk, you have written off melody, rhythmic patterns, and for whatever it was, as elements in your music. Exactly what is your music built from? And of course, Boulez had just spent an hour trying to answer that, but it wasn't an answer that this guy was happy with. And so he eventually walked onto the stage and pushed Mr. Boulez into the wings, away from the microphone. And the students stood up and cheered. And so they didn't kick him out immediately, but he wasn't there the following year.
Interesting story. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's the guy, so that's how he felt about, so that was my teacher.
Yeah, I remember I've had teachers that told me that jazz wasn't serious music, or it wasn't, and I went to music school, and guitar wasn't a real, wasn't an offered instrument. So that's why I quit school and went on the road and learned how to be a real musician by working.
I was very fortunate in my teachers if that was the standard.
So songwriting is I often say, how do you write people ask me, how do you write a song? I say, I don't know, man, it just comes, It's like that which cannot be explained and that which cannot be taught, And it's always nice to be around other songwriters because you understand that, like, where does it come from? I don't know. I had music in my head, woke up in the morning and there was the lyric, So this is started like that. In this case, I had the lyric and I didn't have anything else. I just had the idea for the lyric. I had the song title, and I didn't have much else. So I channeled John Prine when I wrote this. Rita was sitting at the table, margarita on the way. Asked the waitress for some chips, still reeling from the news of yesterday. The waitress knew just what happened. She was there when Rita got the call. Watched the tears drip down her cheek. No words can comfort her at all. Name on her uniform said Jeannie. Lord knows she had the kindest face. Placed the drink on the table, hoped she'd be in a better place. Excuse me if I'm intruding. Been through a lot, I can see. So if this margarita will help ease the pain, ma'am, this one's on me. Jeannie, here's to you and thank you. I lost my brother yesterday. Woke up in the morning, put a gun to his head, took my heart along the way. Jeannie said I overheard that phone call, brought back so many memories. We loved each other 30 years ago, so ma'am, this one's on me. This one's on me. This one's on me. Gonna pay it forward, let the past go free. Well, I know I'll catch you next time, but for now, this one's on me. See, Joey and me, we had a baby, but he never wanted anyone to know. Knew he could never be a good father, so he packed up and let me go. Recall him say he had a sister. When I'd ask about you, he just looked down. Said, don't you think she'd like to meet her nephew? But he just keep looking at the ground. You knew the years went by so quickly. Little Bobby's now a fine young man. Works down at the hardware store. You should stop by and meet him if you can. Been years since I stopped trying to find you. Destiny has brought us the key. They say one door closes, another one opens. So sister, this one's on me. This one's on me. This one's on me. Gonna pay it forward, let the past go free. Well, I know you'll catch me next time, but for now, this one's on me. This one's on me. This one's on me. Gonna pay it forward, let the past go free. Well, I know you'll catch me next time, but for now, this one's on me. This one's on me. This one's on me. Cheers. Thanks. I forgot to sing the chorus in the middle of the song. I left it for the end.
Well, it was
you're-
beautiful.
Thank you, Jan.
So, speaking of musicals, I am currently writing my second one. And I'm going to do the opening song for y'all. Because I've fallen in love with it. And I can't stop. But I have had songs come to me, even in dreams, to where I woke up and, wow, that was a nice song. Whose song is that? It's yours. Get up and write it down, or it won't be.
It's very cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's happened more than once, and each time it's like, okay, so I have this theory. There are multiple dimensions according to science, and we know about 4 of them. But there's according to, what's his name, Stephen Hawking, there are 26. And you reach up into one of them, and you pull something down, and you look, and you go, oh, new song. Yeah. So,
The Akashic Records of Song.
yeah. Everybody's got a fascinating little story they are trying to tell, to justify themselves. And everybody wants to be seen as being in the right, clear as black and white. Everybody wants to tell you how they came to be who they are. The star of the story. Everybody's got a guilt-ridden little secret they are trying to hide. And they're terrified that somebody will drag the dirty little details out in the light one day. So they run away. They all want to assure you of their innocence, and they're not the villain of the story. But me, I'm an open book. Just take a look. You'll you'll see there's nothing I got to hide. This is me. But even I have got a little mystery that I need to explain, so I can remain the hero of the story. Everybody's got a fascinating little story. Everybody's got a guilty little secret. Everybody's got an enigmatic little mystery.
Truth.
Well, it goes on from there.
I won't tell you mine. It's too complicated.
Okay.
That's sort of like the never-ending story.
Oh, well, it kind of is. Okay, so this is our last round.
Okay.
Plan accordingly.
Well, I'm going to do another song by a friend of mine, not one that I wrote. This is a guy who was my stand partner in the cello section of the DC Youth Orchestra in 1960, 68, 69, 70. And he went on to study composition at Oberlin and went on to work as an accompanist for the Oberlin Dance Ensemble, which of course is not in Ohio, it's in San Francisco for some reason. And then he teamed up with a local San Francisco guy who became probably the most famous American clown of the 20th century. He teamed up with Bill Irwin. And he wrote all the music for Regard of Flight. He wrote the music for, a lot of Irwin stuff, and he was musical director for him. And he also wrote these very strange songs. Way back in the 80s, he gave me a cassette of him and played with just the ukulele and a viola. And which one shall I play? This one I usually play around Halloween. And somebody says, well, what's the occasion now? Says the occasion is I learned the proper chords for the bridge. So. Now that I am dead, they gather round the bed and say, he's passed away. They rifle my pockets and they divvy up their haul. I find it a bit of a shock, it's such a breach of protocol. They have a drink and chat, then someone takes his hat and puts it on my head for a gag. They prop me up for photographs and really have a load of laughs, and then it's time to put me in the bag. They drag me to the car through gravel, grit, and tar and bunk me in the trunk. Our new destination is the funeral salon. I'd wanted a simple cremation, but my hopes of that are gone. They stop along the route a school has just let out. They'd like to try and make the kids scream. They make me walk like Dracula. The kids think I'm spectacular, but this does not improve my self-esteem. I did not expect this show of utter disrespect from friends and family. Custom still maintains that one should treat the last remains a bit less hammily. It's true, but there's not a lot that I can do. Painted and preserved, my lips bizarrely curved, I rest to be assessed. The suit that I'm wearing is a polyester plaid. It's somewhat in need of repairing, but I guess it's all they had. A preacher now begins to itemize my sins and trumpet his creationist views. To follow this debacle, well, the organ plays some Bach a bell, and then they drop the coffin in the ooze. Dust on to dust, ash on to ash. Why can't they just show a little more panache?
That's hilarious.
That is by Doug Skinner,
That's absolutely
a
hilarious.
songwriter like no other.
Wow.
I wish
okay.
I had written that.
Yeah,
Me too.
that's really hilarious.
There's some
Yeah.
fabulous rhymes in that too.
Yeah, and he told me once that people would say, well, those straight rhymes, they're just, they didn't like straight rhymes. They say, it makes it sound like Gilbert and Sullivan or something old.
Yeah.
And I was following the story. I mean, it was like I was
Me
reading
too.
a book.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
it's the body, and, the truck, and,
Yeah.
Well, but some things jump out even so, that make me look like Dracula. The kids thought I was spectacular. I'm sorry. I had to notice that.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Doug is good.
Yeah.
Now he makes his living translating late 19th and early 20th century French authors.
That's a job.
Go figure.
And he lives in New Paltz.
Oh, God, that's about 5 miles from me.
Yeah,
Who,
yeah.
who is this person? What's his name?
His name's Doug Skinner.
Doug Skinner. Does he work at the university?
No, he's retired, I think.
Oh, okay.
He teaches ukulele in the Bronx every Monday and kind of thing. I'll send you if you want to get on his. I'll send you his
Yeah, please. I mean, that's
info. I
right.
forget what he has. He's got stuff on SoundCloud. I don't think he has a website, but he's.
'Cause
I'll
we're-
send you whatever I got.
Yeah, please, because we're putting together a live songwriter round here at one of the community
Oh,
centers, and
yeah.
if this is indicative of how he writes, I'd love to invite him.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Well, he's written a lot of stuff. Some of it's more like that. Some of it's just weird.
Oh, definitely. Please send me his contact
I'll send you his
stuff,
info.
though.
Yeah.
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 We like to have him in rotation.
Me
Okay.
too.
Well, if that's not weird, I'd like to hear what's weird.
Really?
Oh, well, okay.
Send
There's one that I haven't learned because, frankly, the chords defeat me. It's like he never plays the same chord twice in the whole song, I swear. And it sounds like Gilbert and Sullivan, and it's a song called Pornography, where he goes through everything in the animal and vegetable kingdom that he would be happy to watch copulate. And then he says, but why in the world would anyone want to watch a pair of actors having sex? It escapes me. And that's the song.
That would be one of those that you'd have to wonder, where does a song like that come from?
Yeah.
Like, what have you been eating?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. He was like that when I knew him in high school, too.
Or what have you been smoking?
I
either
don't think he
way.
ever smoked anything. I don't think Doug needed to.
So Sharon, what are you going to send us off with?
Okay, so this is one. This is a song that actually, it's requested all the time. It's like one of my most requested songs, interestingly enough. And the first time I actually played this song was at a songwriter group where we all sit around and critique our songs. And the song was absolutely trashed by the person who was the head of the group. And fortunately, I'm not the type of person that walks away from things dejected because I knew I had a good song. So here it is 10 years later. I'm a tiny grain of sand I'm a tool in someone's hand. I'm a woman, I'm a man, who am I? I'm the lost and I'm the found. I am music, I am sound. I am up, I am down, who am I? I'm from England, I'm from France. I'm the dancer, I'm the dance. I am scared but I'll take a chance. Who am I? If I left this world today, what would I leave along the way? What would other people say? Who am I? And if I am not for me, who else would set me free? If I am only just for me, who am I? If not now, when is the time for me to claim this life is mine? It all could end at any time. Who am I? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Who am I? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Who am I? I am strong and I am weak. I am bold and I am meek. I'm the sought and I will seek. Who am I? I am wealthy, I am poor. I am arrogant for sure. I am innocent and pure. Who am I? And in this world and the next, we all have to take the test. I'll raise my arms like all the rest to the sky. In this world community, we are all slaves if one's not free. Until eternity, who am I? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Who am I? Whoa whoa whoa. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Who am I? I am black and I am white. I am day and I am night. I am darkness, I'm the light. Who am I? I'm an Arab, I'm a Jew. I am Southeast Asian too. I am me and I am you. Who am I? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Who am I? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Who am I? One more time. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Who am I? Whoa whoa whoa. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Who am I?
Indeed. Yeah.
Thank you. That's a sing-along.
I recognize some of the lyrics because I had a rabbi a long time ago who used to quote Pirkei Avot all the time.
Yeah, that's Hillel. That's exactly
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
I wrote that at a Rosh Hashanah retreat, at a New Year's retreat. So, yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Yep.
So I did want to mention to all and sundry out there that we do have a tip jar. On the Zoom, you can find it in the chat. On the Facebook and YouTube, you can find it in the comments. Our guests today, Matt Holson, wave hello to the people, Matt, and Sharon Klein, wave hello, Sharon, are more than deserving of your praise and a little wherewithal to help support their music. This is my take on life today. It's not just the high or low, not just the left or right. It's not just the black or the white. There's lots of stuff in the middle. It's more than the come and go, more than the here or there. It's more than the truth or the dare. When you're there in the middle, we all see the pendulum swing, one side to the other. Nobody seems to notice the streams of so much happening in between. This is where the lead instrument would take over. Feel free to doodly-doo if you do. There you go. Baby, you and I've been together. Oops, hold on. We've weathered every blow. People always talking about the falling in love. Been there, done that, and still got each other. So savor the ups and downs. Enjoy the twos and fros. Relish the trip no matter where it goes. Life's a root and a riddle. Take your time, enjoy the journey. No need to hurry in the middle.
I think you played that at Philippa's thing a bunch of weeks ago. That's where I think the first time we met.
Yeah, I
So-
probably remembered the lyrics that time too.
Yeah, no, I really was impressed with that song. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
So that is our program for today. Thank you to Matt Holson. Thank you to Sharon Klein. Thanks for saying yes to this. And I hope you'll do that again. I'm going to stop the stream now.
Bye, everybody.